What's up, YouTube? My name is Big Boy National TV. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And tonight I'll go my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video from the beginning to the end. Before you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. Because I'm on the road to 7K subscribers on with that membership, so I can get to 3K watch hours. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights that I posted on the channel yesterday. Alright, now AEW Dynamite was a terrible show for what it was. Before going right to AEW Full Gear, it is Wednesday, my dudes. You know what that means. We kick things off with the Penturi stepping out to ringside as Christian Cage gear up for our opening contest. Out next is Hangman Adam Page staring Christian Cage down after he enters the ring. With that, the Bang Bang Gang come out to a big pop entering the ring before the match gets underway. Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and Juice Robinson versus Hangman, Adam Page, and Christian Cage. This was a decent tag team match. We start off with Page and Jay White taste of their full gear match as they lock up before heading to the ropes. Jay White managed to pull away before the pair lock up again, with the switchblade catching the Hangman with a side headlock takedown. Both men are back up as Jay White gets a side headlock only for Page to fend him off before taking him to the ropes. He stomps he stomps away at Jay White until Christian Cage tags himself in to stay in the attack by sending the switchblade into the corner with a hammer throw. Jay White gets to his feet for a tag to Juice Robinson as Christian Cage backs away for a moment. When they do lock up, Christian Cage gets brought to their corner before Juice Robinson is forced to break, which leads to an opening for the former TNT champion with Hangman Page to stretch Juice Robinson. Christian Cage lays into Juice Robinson with some more before sending him out of the ring, distracting the ref as the Patriarchy gets some licks in on Juice Robinson before Hangman sends him back into the ring. Christian Cage goes back on the attack, sending Juice Robinson into the corner for some right hands until Page tags in to inflict more damage. He pulls Juice Robinson away from the corner for a chop, following up with a big power slam for a cover, but Juice Robinson kicks out. Christian Cage goes back after him, driving his boot into the face of Juice Robinson as he grabs the ropes until the referee intervenes. Christian Cage goes after Juice Robinson's head now, only for the crowd to will Juice Robinson back to his feet. But he gets sent out of the ring, where Nick Wayne looks to get involved before he can. However, Hook blindsides him from the crowd, leading to a brawl between them that goes up through the crowd. Back in the ring, Christian Cage seems distracted as he counters the attack on Juice Robinson, allowing the latter to make a tag to Jay White. Hangman Page tags in tag in as well, but is met with a chop by Jay White, who drops the Hangman with a dragon screw for good measure. Christian Cage rushed in, but faces the same fate as Jay White is on a roll as he managed to fend off a kill switch attempt to drop Christian Cage to the mat. Jay White goes back after Page now, dropping him hard for a near fall before tagging in Juice Robinson, who gets pulled out of the ring by Christian Cage. Juice Robinson fights him out before going up top, but Hangman drops him on his little Robinson on the top rope. Jay White tries to get involved, but is sent out of the ring as well, allowing Hangman Page to get back after Juice Robinson. The pair go at it on the top rope until Hangman Page hits an avalanche fallaway slam for a near fall. Hangman Page with a Liger bomb to follow, but Jay White breaks up the pin attempt. Jay White feeds off a buckshot as he looks for a Blade Runner on Christian Cage, but is forced to break off when Hangman Page goes after him with another buckshot attempt, only to be driven down by Jay White. Left hand of God and by Juice Robinson rocks Christian Cage hard as Jay White takes him to the outside for a Blade Runner. Back in the ring, Juice Robinson is dropped to the mat by Page thanks to interference by Mother Rain, but managed to kick out the first time. but a shot to the head with Christian Cage contract, courtesy of Kip Sabian, leads to the dead eye that gives Hangman Page and Christian Cage the win. The winner by pinfall, Hangman, Adam Page, and Christian Cage. This tag team match was decent. As the winners celebrate, we get a rundown of Full Gear and what's to come later tonight on Dynamite. Before leading backstage, Renee is standing by to hear from Mercedes Moné ahead of Full Gear, but the TBS champion interrupts to tell Bridgeport to say hello to their CEO. Renee asks about the champ and Camille attempt to hit Chris Stanley with a car, but Mercedes Moné is not her. Mercedes Moné says it's not her fault. Camille can't drive. She goes on a rundown. Chris Statlander insisting she will beat Mercedes Moné at Full Gear to retain her title. As she starts to walk away, Mercedes Moné sees Chris Statlander approaching, calling for Camille to intervene, but she gets sent into one way and then driven through another. Chaos ensures as we cut to a hype package for AEW's November to Remember tour. Alright, good opening match through this helped further the situation between Jay White and Hangman Page ahead of Full Gear. Mercedes Moné segment was alright. It did what it's supposed to do. LOL. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Commercial break. Back at ringside, Tony Schiavone welcomes Will Ospreay to the ring to speak after making his return last week on Dynamite. Will Ospreay heads to the ring to a good reaction from the crowd. Before Tony brings up Don Callis and what happened to Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay acknowledges that Konosuke Takeshita has the AEW International Championship at the moment before asking Tony to step out of the ring as he plans to call out Kyle Fletcher for a little chat. With that, Kyle Fletcher's music hits as he makes his way out to the stage. Kyle Fletcher says the Don Callis family thought he was too afraid to go out there by himself, but he's not afraid at all. He also brings Will Ospreay staying at home when he called him out a few weeks ago, asking what he wants to talk about. Will Ospreay cuts him off by saying he knows about the Don Callis family meeting and that he isn't necessarily out here alone. So whoever he may have on him, he should bring out now. Kyle reveals a screwdriver that he threw into the ring, only for Will Ospreay to throw it to the outside and land it perfectly into the mat for that matter. Before promising he just wants to talk, bringing up how close two of them were. Kyle Fletcher acknowledged the things Will Ospreay says he did, but insists that he only did it for his own benefit. He claimed that Will Ospreay doesn't want to see someone like him do just as well, and that he only did what Will Ospreay would do in the same situation. Something that Will Ospreay calls out, telling Kyle Fletcher to pick a line after saying the two are not the same as few weeks back. Will Ospreay asks Kyle Fletcher what he has done, and honestly open not United Empire, but what Kyle Fletcher has done. Kyle Fletcher provokes the topic to what he will do, challenging Will Ospreay to a match at AEW Full Gear. Will Ospreay smirks at this, saying Kyle Fletcher wants his 5 minutes of fame, ultimately accepting the match after talking about being called Mr. Pay Per View in AEW. He talks about what Kyle Fletcher did to him after hitting a Tiger Driver on Will Ospreay, saying that he's going to take a piece of Kyle Fletcher away from him. Kyle Fletcher turns it around by asking Will Ospreay what state he's going to be in come AEW for Gear, and Brian Cage and Lance Archer arrives. But Will Ospreay says he got some friends as well as Powerhouse Hobbs and Mark Davis comes in from the crowd. This leads into a six-man brawl and in and out of the ring, with only Lance Archer remaining at ringside as Roger Strong music hits, but the Murder Hog Monster is right there to attack him, demanding the referee to call for the bell to get this false count anywhere match on the way. So how you gonna go from a segment to a false count anywhere match? I feel like AEW is rushing. That's all I gotta say. So we get a false count anywhere match. Roger Strong versus Lance Archer, and this was a boring fatal. This was a boring false count anywhere match. Lance Archer stays on the attack, taking Roger Strong down for a near fall that is barely visible due to the lighting inside the entrance tunnel. A spotlight comes on as the fight continues, but we find ourselves going to picture in picture. The meantime, we're back from picture in picture. The fight continues backstage with Lance Archer firmly in control as the action spills into the crowd before we come back from break. Lance Archer charged towards Roger Strong, who managed to get out of the way just in time. But as he makes his way towards the ring for space, Brian Cage rushes at him. He brings Roger Strong back towards Lance Archer looking for a powerbomb, but Matt Taven and Mike Bennett run in for the save. Not Christian Cage. Brian Cage and Lance Archer make short work of the Undisputed Kingdom before Lance Archer gets up on a barricade, setting Matt Taven up for a chokeslam onto a pair of security guards. Lance Archer looked to go back after Roger Strong, only to be hung up by his little murder hog on the barricade by Roger Strong, who gets onto the barricade for a leaping knee strike on Lance Archer for the win. The winner by pinfall, Roger Strong. This was a boring false count anywhere match. This match was boring. Roger Strong enters the ring to celebrate his win before promising to finish MJ off at full gear, but he is blindsided by Kanusuke Takeshita right after we see MJF watching on. He beats Roger Strong down until Adam Cole rushes down for the save, and the two go at it before the match officially gets underway. When it comes to Kanusuke Takeshita, he is a dog in that ring for Kanusuke Takeshita. So no matter if he a babyface or heel, Kanusuke Takeshita is that dog in that ring. That's all I gotta say. All right, so we get Adam Cole versus Kanusuke Takeshita, and and that and that was this match was okay for what it was. Adam Cole is in control. I'm sorry, yeah, Adam Cole is in control, still taking on Takeshita as soon as the international champion re-enters the ring. He sets Kanusuke up for a Panama Sunrise in the corner, only to be laid out by a clothesline that lets Takeshita stand tall over Adam Cole as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Takeshita stays in control, wearing Adam Cole down before sending him into the corner twice with a hammer throw to inflict even more pain. Adam Cole managed to fight back, however, getting back to his feet as we come back from break. Adam Cole connects with a neck breaker for a near fall, quickly getting back to his feet to go back after the champ. Takeshita lifts him up instead for a suplex, only for Adam Cole to fight out, but Kanusuke Takeshita catches the boot of Adam Cole before hitting a blue thunder bomb for a near fall of his own. Kanusuke Takeshita backs to his feet, keeping Adam Cole down with an elbow strike before going for a pump kick, but Adam Cole dodges it for an insecurity. Boom is countered into a knee strike by Kanusuke Takeshita, but Adam Cole still managed to catch the champ for a near fall. Panama Sunrise is countered into a tombstone pile driver by Takeshita, who follows up with a big lariat for the cover, but Adam Cole managed to kick out. Knee pad is down for the power knee, but Adam Cole dodges it, setting Tanushke Takeshita up for the Panama Sunrise. Adam Cole drops the knee pad, this time ready for the boom, but Takeshita rolls out of the ring for a breather. We see Kanushke Takeshita putting on MJF's ring, rolling into the ring, but backing out to lure Adam Cole in for a right hand using the ring. The Kanushke Takeshita comes back into the ring for the cover and is enough to pick up the win over Adam Cole. The winner by pinfall, Kanushke Takeshita. And this match was okay for what it was. Like I said it earlier like I said it earlier, when it comes to Kanushke Takeshita, he is a dog in that ring, and that's all I gotta say. All right, that was it. That match was okay for what it was. The loss means that Adam Cole will not be facing MJF at Full Gear, but Roderick Strong picking up his third win tonight means he will. MJF can see laughing before Kanushka Takeshita looks to beat Adam Cole up for some more before Roderick Strong comes in for the save. Kanushka Takeshita goes after him until Kyle O'Reilly shows up to finally run Kanushka Takeshita off. Kyle O'Reilly leaves the ring as we cut away to the parking lot as the Blackpool Combat Club, sorry to Death Rider, have arrived to take over the sports station. They make their way out of the truck as we go to commercial. Oh boy, what a stretch of time. This was a segment into not one but two matches were barely a chance to breathe in between. LOL. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Good segment with Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. That'd be a fun match for AEW for Girl. Love the chaotic brawl leading into the Roger Strong and Lance Archer match, which was a bit of fun with Roger Strong getting his match against MJF at the pay per view. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. That was a good segment between Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, and that's all I gotta say. The same cannot be said for Adam Cole, who came up just short against Kanusuke Takeshita with a little assist from MJF's Diamond Ring. The post match stuff was a nice way to continue the story between Undisputed Kingdom and Kyle O'Reilly as well. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we go to commercial break. Backstage, Renee is talking to Bobby Lashley before being interrupted by MVP, who turns things around by asking Lashley about ending Swerve Strickland's career. Bobby Lashley says Swerve is dangerous to everyone else, but he will make an example out of the former AEW World Champion with that the Hurt Sadasco take the leave. All right. Back at ringside, JD Drake is blindsided by Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. This leads to the Death Riders as a whole making their way to ringside. But John Moxley gets a microphone and addresses Orange Cassidy. John Moxley talks about Chuck Taylor drinking his food through a straw because Orange Cassidy couldn't save him, and that Wheeler Yuta belongs to John Moxley because of Orange Cassidy's incompetent. He runs down his challenger at before AEW Full Gear, promising that everyone who wants to be somebody in this business will see what John Moxley does to Orange Cassidy and run because John Moxley commands the AEW World Championship on Death Rider have the power. I already know that John Moxley is going to retain the AEW World Championship at AEW Full Gear. There is no way that Orange Cassidy is beating John Moxley at AEW Full Gear for the AEW World Championship. So John Moxley is retaining at AEW Full Gear. All right, let me continue. Orange Cassidy music hits as he steps out to the stage with a microphone, followed closely by the commemoration as Orange Cassidy says hi. He then says he agrees with John Moxley, saying he believes John Moxley can do all the things he said he will because of what he holds in that briefcase. Orange Cassidy says it doesn't matter if that fight all over the arena because the only way to win that AEW World Championship is by wrestling. For a guy that doesn't like wrestling, Orange Cassidy has done it more than anyone else, and he promised he will wrestle John Moxley at AEW Full Gear, and he will beat him to take back the power when he wins the AEW World Championship. Orange Cassidy then addressed John Moxley's remarks about playing chess, pointing to Joe Wheeler Yuta to as a pawn to remove in order to take the king. John Moxley says we'll find out if Orange Cassidy has the courage to put the trick has to Orange Cassidy has the courage to pull the trigger on someone he once considered a friend. But come AEW Full Gear, he should abandon all hope of winning the AEW World Title. The group the group music hits as Death Rider makes their way through the crowd to leave, but Darby Allin gets gets the drop on them from the platform. John Moxley and Maria Shafir make their way out, followed by Claudio Castagnoli as Wheeler Yuta is caught in the middle of everything. From there, we can't. From there, we cut back. We cut back to the parking lot where the Death Rider head to the truck, only for Darby Allin to try and intercept them, but Claudio puts him and puts him away from the truck, hitting a giant swing on Darby Allin before driving him onto into the gate. Darby Allin is dropped to the ground as Claudio gets back to the truck, and Wheeler Yuta nearly managed to get in the back as they drive away before the conglomeration can intercept them. Darby Allin yells at the Death Rider, saying he'll still standing as we cut away. Well, fun segment with Death Rider and Orange Cassidy. Really like the focus on why the world title is important as the patterns to the power within AEW. Awesome chaos to follow off that. Looking forward to that match at AEW Full Gear. All right, we get a recap of the flight without honor from last week before going backstage to hear what the learning tree. We find out the Tomorrow Odyssey has challenged Jericho for the ROH World Championship in 2 weeks, leading to Jericho looking back on their history together before accepting the challenge. He invoked the name of Jay Briscoe as promised to take Ashi Tomohiro Ashi down to retain the title in Chicago. Thanks, guys. We get a graphic promoting to return of the Continental Classic in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks on Dynamite before heading to ringside where Dr. Britt Baker DMD makes her way to the ring for our next match. Out next is Penelope Ford before this match gets underway. So we get Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Penelope Ford. And this match right here, this was a decent match. The two are quit. The two are quit to lock up with Dr. Britt Baker take control fairly early until Penelope Ford leaves the ring for a breather. Dr. Britt Baker chased as Penelope Ford gets back into the ring, only to leave as soon as Dr. Britt Baker back in. This gives Ford an opening for an elbow strike on the apron, laying her out with a knee as as to sends the Dr. Britt Baker to the floor as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Penelope Ford continues to take the fight to Dr. Britt Baker after bringing her back into the ring, feeding off a bit of offense from Dr. Britt Baker DMD, sent her to the mat for a near fall. Penelope Ford sent Britt Baker to the corner now, laying in some more strikes before taking her to the canvas to drive her knee into the back as we return from break. Dr. Britt Baker started to mount a comeback, now sending Penelope Ford into the corner for some punches before Penelope Ford slipped out, fighting back with a handspring back elbow. Penelope Ford is caught with a whipcord elbow by Dr. Britt Baker, but sends her to the mat with a cutter for a near fall. Penelope Ford goes up top for a moonsault press, but Dr. Britt Baker rolls out of the way before hitting her with a thirst kick and a neck breaker. Dr. Britt Baker gets the glove out looking for the lockjaw, but is sent into the ropes by Penelope Ford instead. Penelope Ford changes the Muda lock on the DMD, who catches her by the jaw to cut her into the lockjaw. Penelope Ford is trapped and has to tap out here, giving Dr. Britt Baker DMD the win. The winner of the match, Dr. Britt Baker DMD. This was a decent match. After the match, we see Serena Deeb step out onto the stage, immediately challenge Dr. Britt Baker as we cut away. Decent, decent enough match between Penelope Ford and Britt Baker. Curious to see Serena Deeb seemingly challenge Dr. Britt Baker post match. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Backstage, we hear from Mina Sakura, who promised a champagne party on Collision until Harley Cameron interrupts to challenge her to a match for Saturday. This leads to a shimmy off between Mia and Harley as we cut back to ringside. Swerve Strickland makes his way to the ring for our next match, followed by Leo Rush as things gets underway. So we get Leo Rush versus Swerve Strickland, and this match right here, um, this was a fun match. Yeah, this match was fun for what it was. Swerve Strickland has some words for Leo Rush to start the match off, leading to Leo Rush shoving Swerve Strickland away before going on the offense, only to be sent out of the ring by the former world champion. Leo Rush gets back in the ring, but is quickly taken to the mat by Swerve Strickland. He turns things around to send Swerve Strickland to the ropes, but Swerve Strickland follows suit as the action spills to the apron, where Swerve Strickland dives over the ropes, while Leo Rush does a backflip, showing just how well they know each other. Leo Rush managed to get the upper hand on Swerve Strickland, taking him to the floor as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Leo Rush maintained control to keep Swerve Strickland at bay until Swerve Strickland managed to run things around on the man of the hour, taking Leo Rush to the ropes. We cut to a full commercial break. Thanks TBS. So we go to commercial break. The action finds itself on the apron now, with both men going at it until Swerve Strickland draws Leo Rush hard to take control back. Swerve Strickland is back in the ring for a big vertical suplex, but only get a near fall off his efforts. He takes he takes to the top rope to keep the damage on Leo Rush, followed by a kick and a right hand. But Leo Rush takes it right back to the former world champion for a near fall of his own. Swerve Strickland recovers on the apron as Leo Rush goes after him, saving himself from being thrown into the announcer table as he hits a hurricane to send Swerve Strickland to the floor, followed by a dive for good measure. Swerve Strickland is brought back to the ring as Leo Rush makes the cover, but only good for a 2 count. But before Swerve Strickland kicks out, Leo rushes back in to his feet to set up for a springboard stunner, but Swerve Strickland goes for big pressure, only for Leo Rush to roll him up for a cover. But he got to the ropes as Prince Nana shows the ref to force the pin to be broken, allowing Swerve Strickland to get a near fall of his own. Despite his best efforts, Leo Rush gets caught by a big pressure by the former world champion as Swerve Strickland picks up the win tonight. The winner by pinfall, Swerve Strickland. And this match was fun for what it was. Swerve Strickland gets a microphone after the match, the fact that addressing the fact that people are coming after him since he's been back. He calls out Hurt Sadasco for a fight ahead of Full Gear, which draws out MVP and Bobby Lashley. MVP accidentally calls Bridgeport Stanford much to the crowd's charging, but MVP turns it around by pointing out that Bobby Lashley is ready for a fight right now, only for Shelton Benjamin to blindside Swerve Strickland with a forearm. MVP and Bobby Lashley enter the ring with Porter keeping Prince Nana in the corner as Bobby Lashley drops Swerve Strickland with a boot slam before locking in a full Nelson on the former world heavyweight champion. Yeah, on a former world heavyweight champion. On a former world champion, I'm sorry. The crowd is still letting MVP have it on the city snub as the Sadasco finally take their leave from the ring, only for Bobby Lashley to run back and slam Prince Nana into the turnbuckle for good measure. He heads back up the ramp with his crew as we cut away. Fun match between Leo Rush and Swerve Strickland with and praise and pass on Swerve Strickland looking for a fight against the Hurst Dasco at hashtag AEW Dynamite. This gives me that Hurt Business vibe. It gives me the Hurt Business vibe from WWE when the Hurt Business was beating people up. But it just reminds me of the Hurt Business right there. But anyway, let me continue. I just had to put that out there. Side note: as someone who gets his home city of Long Beach confused with Los Angeles, and awful lot of sympathize with the Bridgeport crowd being called stand for LOL hashtag AEW Dynamite. Backstage, we hear from Jamie Hayter after her victory over Penelope Ford. Jamie Hayter addressed right, righting some wrong since returning, saying she's after one thing. This is interrupted by a video package featuring Julia Hart, who takes a call from Brody King, saying it's time to come home. This leads to Julia Hart leaving to another room where a silhouette is seen handing her a bow and arrow along with her hat, signaling to impending return of the former TBS champion as we go to commercial break. Really like the vintage Vignetage featuring Julia Hart. Happy to see she's coming back soon. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Commercial break. Back at ringside, it's time for our main event as Private Party makes their way to ringside to keep an eye on this full gear Fatal 4 Contenders Series match. Out first are the kings of the Black Throne as Malachi Black and Brody King head to the ring, and this is followed by FTR before this main event gets underway. So we get an AEW Full Gear Fatal 4 Contender Series match. The Kings of Black Throne, Malachi Black and Brody King versus FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. And this main event match right here, um, this this was a good main event match. This main event match was good. Okay, where was I? Oh, it says we start off with Brody King and Cash going at it, with Brody King taking Wheeler to the air before the latter crushed to the canvas. Tag to Malachi Black, who goes after Wheeler before a tag is made to Harwood. Dax is quickly found in a predicament as Malachi Black lays into him with strikes before dropping to a seated position when Harwood goes for a wild right hand. Malachi Black catches him with a roll up for a near fall before Cash comes in for the save with a tag under um break Unbreakable to Malachi Black, who gets lured into a clothesline from Wheeler before we go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, FTR maintains control as they wear down Malachi Black, keeping away from making a tag to Brody King with tasks of their own as we come back from break. This leads to a double team effort from the former tag champs onto Malachi Black, taking him to the canvas only for Black to make a tag to Brody King. Brody King unloads a massive offense on FTR, attacking each man in a separate corner before taking Wheeler down with a belly to belly suplex that sends him to the corner before sending Harwood into him with a hammer throw, followed by a cannonball dive that gives a close near fall, where it's able to get a tag in, setting Brody King up for a powerbomb as Dax tags himself right back and to throw Brody King off his game for a near fall. We see Malachi Black go after Wheeler on the outside as Brody King fights back with a choke powerbomb for a near fall of his own. Wheeler comes in to take Brody King down to side setting Brody King up for a superplex by Dex Harwood, followed by the elbow drop by Wheeler, only for Malachi Black get the drop on them. After this gives Brother King an opening to cover Dax Harwood for a near fall. Dante Inferno, um, Dante Inferno on Harwood is blocked as Wheeler rushes in, setting Brother King up for a shatter machine. That lets Dax Harwood get the cover, only for Malachi Black to pull him out of the ring to stop the pin attempt. Cash and Black go at it on the apron until Dax Harwood catches him from behind, setting him up for a spike pile driver on the apron. That was a brutal spot right there. But Brody King hits a big dive through the ropes, laying FTR out on the floor. He brings Dax back into the ring, hitting a lariat for the cover, but Dax Harwood gets a shoulders up, another lariat from Brody King, but it's only good for another near fall. What finally gets the job done is a massive sleeper hold on Harwood, who is passed out as the referee calls for the bell. The winner by submission, the Kings of the Black Throne. This was a fun main event match. The winners celebrate as Dax Harwood managed to wake up from the sleeper hold. We see Private Party applauding the man being added to the Fatal 4-Way match at AEW Full Gear as FTR showed some good sportsmanship with a handshake accepted by the Kings of Black Throne. No doubt sparking more rumors of someone leaving AEW as Dynamite comes to a close. That was a very, very fun main event between FTR and the Kings of Black Throne. Thought the bout had a great back and forth here, but the TBH, I was exactly a little surprised to see the Kings take the win. But it'll make for a much more interesting a fatal 4-way as the pay per view hashtag AEW Dynamite. Overall, AEW Dynamite was a terrible. Overall, AEW Dynamite was a pretty solid addition of AEW Dynamite, mainly for the focus on pushing for stories leading to AEW Full Gear, and AEW Dynamite goes off the air. All right, let me give my honest opinion what I think about AEW Dynamite. Now, AEW Dynamite was a terrible show for what it was, and that's all I gotta say. But anyway, if you guys join my AEW Dynamite review on Highs, please watch the video. Give this video a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think of AEW Dynamite because it was a terrible show. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys please watch the video before you hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this because I'm on the road to 7K, so I can get YouTube partner, so I can get that membership. Follow my social media down below in the description. And go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights I posted on the channel yesterday. And tomorrow I will be going live. I will be streaming live for some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And that's all I gotta say. Anyway, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I will make a YouTube short video showing everybody 1000% foolproof my thumbnail. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Whoever comes to my chat in my world premiere will get a shout out from me. All right. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.